All right, here we are again. Okay, so I did find something, a note. I texted to myself an idea for a song. Here it is. Whatever happens, I'll always be proud of who you already are. So, unlike last week, let's just start with that. Instead of writing a bunch of ideas down, let's rhyme with R right away. And I've already kind of got one. Star. Somebody once said you should reach for the stars. And then if you hit the mountains, that's still pretty high and pretty good. So I like that. So something about reaching for the stars to rhyme with already are. How about this? I know you live your life whatever happens, I'll always be proud of who you already are. I know you live your life climbing mountains and reaching for the stars. So this is an interesting little problem I've created for myself, in that right on the face of it, these lines don't really have much of a rhythm to them. We're writing a song. We're not just writing really long sentences, or it's not quite a paragraph, but anyway, where the last word has to rhyme with them, but that's what we've got so far. So I might refine that at some point. Whatever happens, I know you live your life climbing So we could rhyme it twice. There's this word proud. We do something like overcoming doubts instead of climbing mountains. Let's do that just to give us 4 lines. But I kind of, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking of this as a chorus, right? This is our main idea. So instead of climbing mountains, we're going to do overcoming doubts. This is sort of a cool thing when you, like last time, we had 4 lines, and each of the words in the last of each line, each of the last words of each line rhymed, if you'll recall. Another thing you can do is do 4 lines where the first and the third line rhyme, and then the second and the fourth line rhyme. This is just, I don't know, it's just stuff I've seen, I guess, in certain poems or lyrics. But as I've said, it's kind of just up to you. It doesn't even have to rhyme. You can do whatever you want. I think sometimes in, like, even opera, stuff doesn't rhyme, or maybe it does. What do I know? I've never been to an opera. I'm not really familiar. But boy, all that Italian sure doesn't sound very rhymey to me. I don't know. Just kidding. Okay. So that's kind of our working chorus, or in other words, our working idea, working title. So, I know you live your life overcoming doubts. Whatever happens, I'll always be proud. See how it's not perfect, but I think it works well enough. And reaching for the stars, and then of who you already are. So it has a vague rhyming thing, and it's not bad. And that's built on the line that just kind of came to me once upon a time when I was working. I had to go back quite a ways to find something in my texts I send to myself of ideas when they come to me in the moment. All right, so let's do a couple of 4-liners. And one of my goals for this week is to make each of these videos shorter, and maybe even make the series shorter, but we'll see how it works out. I don't want to put too much pressure on myself because I have to be able to do my stream of consciousness thing and take a nice relaxed pace in order for it to stay fun for me, or else I'm just not going to do it. Okay. Has to be fun. All right. How about this? My love for you is more than just run out of space, pride. So that's just popped into my head just now. This is obviously a kind of a letter to my kids. My love for you is more than just pride. So now we gotta rhyme with pride. Because I think, I don't know, seems complicated to go every other line. I'm just not in the mood to do that right now. So if this is the beginning of a first, and we'll, like I said, let's just do a 4-line verse, and then a second 4-line verse, and then we kind of got this 4-line chorus. See? Brevity. Going for some brevity. Yep. I wanted cats. What was I thinking? My love for you is more than just pride. So this is probably mostly how I operate, as I've mentioned. I just come up with a line that I like, and then I just put the burden on myself to rhyme with that. Write something that goes with it that happens to rhyme at the end. And I've said my big secret is to go through the alphabet to come up with words that end in "ide," right? Oh. We do all those continuation things, that the last word of the next line is going to be "ide," I''D, to continue on to the third line, so that's a possibility. Let's see. Bide, abide. Oh, I suppose. Chide. Died. Ooh, it's a little grim, but it rhymes. Confide. Guide. Hide. See, we stumbled upon a word that's easy to rhyme. Jibe. Same vowel. Let's not be fussy. Hide. We already got hide. Lied. Ooh. I want really a dark theme here. Ride. Side. Tide. Wide. There's plenty, isn't it? Confide. for you is more than just pride. Okay, I'm going with side. So I have kind of the second half of a halfway decent line, I guess. Oh, maybe that's the whole line. Whatever comes, I'm always on your side. Okay, how do you spell always? Got an extra Y. That's fun. On your... Big pencil makes me write bigger. That just ain't right. All right, just kidding. Whatever comes, I'm always on your side. Okay, just 2 more lines and we've finished our thing. Let's go back to our verse. Let's go back to our, I know your life overcoming, you live your life overcoming doubts and reaching for the stars. Whatever happens, let's see, I've used whatever twice. I don't like that. So as I was writing that, I thought of that kind of common, cool sounding line, come what may. So we'll do that instead. Because I don't want to use, you know, the word may actually has an A in it. It's important to remember that. I just didn't want to use whatever happens and whatever comes in the same song. So that's just me. Come what may, I'm always on your side. Whatever happens, I'll be proud of who you already are. So, becoming, you're becoming all the things you want to be. I like that. You're becoming all the things you want to be. So be is going to be really easy to rhyme with, isn't it? I want is a joy for me to see. But I need some syllables to start that off. You're becoming all the things you want to be. Hey! Cats aren't allowed on the counters in the kitchen. Well, leave that. That's okay. As you unfold, it is a joy for me to see. So that's our verse. One more verse and we're done with lyrics. Maybe we'll just end the video. I think last time we did I immediately? I can't remember what I did. It doesn't matter. I did all the same things. I just don't know what order. So, second verse, what can we say? We talked about love, being on your side, becoming something, unfolding like a flower. Goober Town over there. So what else would I say as a father to kids? As you roam this life, exploring far and wide. So we've already used I'd in Pride Inside. I accidentally came up with a word that rhymes, but it's in a different verse. So I think as a listener, you kind of forget, and I really don't care one way or the other. I like my line, so I'm going to stick with it. Writing songs is like having kids. You know, you kind of fall in love with them, and it's really hard to change them. It's really hard to bring yourself to change them. I once sent a bunch of my poems to a friend of my grandmother and my mom, who is a published poet, and she liked what I had written, but she also had a couple of notes for me. How do you think I took that? Leave my kids alone. All right. As you roam this life, exploring far and wide, we already rhymed a whole bunch of stuff with I'd, including wide. I love the word abide. I just think that's a cool word. I was thinking of overcoming, but I used that in the chorus, didn't I? Abide. Your Father will abide. Okay, that's the end of my line. How do I begin that? No, assuredly. See, I'm also, let me write it down. I'm also already thinking of syllables. I kind of abandoned the idea of nice rhythmic syllables for my opening kind of idea that's going to be the chorus. So that'll be weird to write the melody and stuff for the chorus because but that's okay. But as I'm writing these verses, at least to some degree, to one degree or another, I'm trying to make not just the last word rhyme. I want the way it flows with the syllables and the number of syllables and whatnot, the stresses of each word, right, to kind of match. So it lends itself to song, music, rhythm. So it's just something I keep in the back of my mind, but again, I'm just sharing my process with you, and you can take what you will and leave behind what you will and kind of figure out your process. Let's do this several times just this way, starting with words, adding a simple melody, and then figuring out the chords on the guitar. But as I've said, at some point we'll do something else. As I was sitting around thinking about this yesterday, it'd be a cool thing to write a song with no words. Just, I don't know, start with a drum beat. I've talked about that, how on GarageBand you can pull up some drum beats, and I'm sure there are apps and websites and all sorts of places that you can just pull up a beat or kind of come up with your own beat. I happen to own a keyboard, not a very expensive keyboard. I bought it used, but it's got, not only does it have several drum beats on it that are complete drum beats, it has a setting, it has hundreds of settings of different sounds, and 2 or 3 of them, when you turn on each key on the keyboard, is a different drum or cymbal or other rhythmic thing. There's one that's like manufactured clapping thing. It's not actual. But it's a cool sounding thing. It could take the place of a snare drum. Anyway, that's something you can do. Turn on your GarageBand and figure out what your snare drum's going to do. Is it just going to be that backbeat to keep the rhythm? Start with that. And then find a bass drum sound that you like and beat that in there as a second track. Multi-track recording is extremely simple on GarageBand. And you can get that right on your iPhone. I imagine they have a Droid version too. That is what it's called, right? Okay, I don't care about that. Anyway, it's not that I don't care about those kinds of phones. I'm just saying I don't really care if I have the name right. You know what I mean. If you don't have an Apple phone, you have that other kind of phone, which a lot of people love. I'm not throwing anyone under the bus. All right. Is that enough being sidetracked? Okay, we just got 2 more lines to write and we'll be done. I'm trying to shorten these videos. I was at around 30 or a little bit more per video before. That one was 44 minutes, my very first video I made. So 2 more lines. Let's just read through the whole thing. I know you lived your life overcoming doubts and reaching for the stars. Whatever happens, I'll always be proud of who you already are. My love for you is more than just pride. Come what may, I'm always on your side. You're becoming all the things you want to be. As you unfold, it's a joy for me to see. As you roam this life, exploring far and wide, know assuredly your Father will abide. Okay, so what else would I kind of like to say? So this is our last line of our second verse, the last part of the last line. You'll find your way back home. Now and then I hope you'll find your way back home. So again, I did it in reverse order, but it doesn't matter. Any of these lines you can switch. Instead of saying, my love for you is more than just pride. Come what may, I'll always be on your side. You can start, come what may, I'm always on your side. And then make the first line the second line. My love for you is more than just pride. I mean, I have a weird, call it a superstition, that I usually leave stuff in the order that I have it, but I have reversed lines before, because whatever I came up with first seemed like it should go second, or whatever I came up with second should go first. Doesn't matter. But I just like this as a parting shot. This is the last line any listener will hear, because we'll do verse, chorus, verse, chorus. At that point, you've already heard the chorus. So this is the last new line anyone will ever hear the first time he hears this song. Now and then I hope you'll find, now and then, find your way back home. Home. Dome. I hate it. Foam. That's a good one. Gnome, Gnome. Oh, that's going to fit just great. Rome. See, now it becomes easy. That's the only one I can come up with that's any good. Rome. Oh, yeah, I used it up here. Well, I'm stealing it. live this life, exploring far and wide. So it ends, this line, wherever, I haven't used that word yet, have I? You may roam. I need some words to lead into that. Ah, see, I'm almost finished, but I can't seem to quite get it. How about just this? My angel child, wherever you may roam, now and then I hope you'll find your way back home. Done. I just thought of that Billy Joel song, Good Night, My Angel. That's one of the songs that I've learned to play. If you're familiar with that song, if you're not, you should check it out, especially if you have kids. He wrote it for his daughter. Good Night, My Angel. It's mostly just him and the piano, but you can hear some strings. Just a beautiful, heartwarming love song to his daughter or daughters. I think he has more than one. Okay, so that's our song. Those are our lyrics. Come back tomorrow and figure out a melody and all right. That took almost our whole half hour, but it's slightly shorter. All right, catch you the next time.